And what is going on, friends? Welcome in to the 2019 NBA Draft Lottery. We are here at Mercado Airwaves, the home studio in Chicago, getting ready to find out exactly where the Chicago Bulls land. And I have the app up ready to go. We have it right here next to us, getting ready to see exactly what happens. And we appreciate each and every one of you joining us tonight. We're going to go ahead and get set up to make sure everybody is joining us so we can all be in the fun, be interactive, and talk to one another as we watch this madness that will be the NBA Draft Lottery. So give me 1 second, friends, as we go ahead and set this up. All right, my friends, we are just setting up and we should be ready to rock and roll. This should be a lot of fun. Hopefully the Bulls work out and it ends up playing off of them. We're just about a little more than 15 minutes away from seeing what exactly goes down for them. I don't know. I don't know how it's going to work out for the Bulls. Like, my natural instinct right away is that they're going to end up at the 5 pick. I actually tweeted out earlier on today that get ready for Cam Reddish to be with the Chicago Bulls. So I'm not sure exactly how it's going to end up panning out for them, but I'm very interested to hear each and every one of your opinions in the subject matter. But I actually have some of the projected draft picks that might come out. Obviously, Zion Williamson, RJ Barrett, all from Duke, Cam Reddish, like I was saying earlier. But you'll also have Ja Morant. And I think he's an interesting outlook because you're looking at a Bulls team right now that with Chris Dunn and no other point guard on the roster, you feel like that's what they're targeting. If you cannot get Zion, they're gonna go maybe Kobe White. They're gonna try to go somewhere where they're gonna go for biggest need. But this all becomes the ultimate when we were talking midseason about them winning games they had no business winning, and the fact that they ended up as the 4 seed in this scenario where they have a 12% chance of getting the number 1 draft pick. There's a lot that went wrong with this team, and as much as things went wrong, they never were able to capitalize at moments where it was basically put right up there in front of them. And I'm interested to see what they're gonna do if they don't land with the top 2 picks, because I think the top 3 end up obviously being Zion, Ja Morant, and RJ Barrett. I think that's 1, 2, and 3. So where do the Bulls end up in that little jumble pack? Now, I think tonight is a big night for the NBA because if Zion ends up in, let's say, LA, let's say he ends up being a Laker, does that end up being a piece for LeBron to move forward? Does he think he can win now with Zion? Or is that just a trading piece with New Orleans to get Anthony Davis? Now, what if he gets the Knicks get the number 1 draft pick, and then Zion ends up going to New York? Does that make sure that Kyrie and or Kevin Durant end up signing there? How much does this influence where Kawhi Leonard's going to go at the end of this? Very interested. So grab your coffee, grab whatever you guys want to drink. Make sure you guys have your pizza because we are definitely going to see something special. Let's go ahead and just do a quick audio check. So, yeah, it looks like we're all good at going live, but we are just waiting down a few minutes to see who ends up going with the number 1 pick. Thank you guys so much for joining us right now live here on Mercado Airwaves. We really appreciate each and every one of you guys joining us. So, I guess, how great can Zion be? And especially, how great could Zion be in this new Bulls offense and what we're having with Jim Boylen, who did end up getting officially that contract extension? We know his philosophy on offense. He doesn't like, and here's the thing. What was the rush to get Jim Boylen signed? I understand that you really want to make sure that you have some stability. You want to make sure that you know who the captain of the ship is going forward. But why right now? What if you end up getting the number one? What if in 15, 20 minutes we find out the Bulls are the number one team on the board and they are going to go get Zion Williamson? Then you're hitching the future of Zion on Jim Boylen being able to get that talent out of him to take him next level. Do you trust in Zion in Jim Boylen to help Zion grow in this league? That's my problem right here. Is no matter what happens, and as a Bulls fan, rocking the Bulls team right now, as a Bulls fan, what really sucks is the way that front office has just walked around talking about 3 rebuilds, and literally Michael Reinsdorf on 670 The Score spent 5 minutes talking about how close they came because of Derrick Rose's injury. These guys are still talking about Derrick Rose. They were never going to beat LeBron and those Heat teams. I don't care how good. Like, again, Dad, those are my favorite Bulls teams. I grew up watching these baby Bulls become that Bulls team. They were never going to win an NBA title. So the fact that they keep hitching themselves on that fact that they got, first of all, they had a 1% chance on getting Derrick. So they got lucky to begin with. An organization that has no plan. Luck is not a plan. Shout out to Danny Parkins. Luck is not a plan, and that's what this organization is putting all their efforts in. And we're going to find out right now. Are they going to get rewarded for that? Should that front office get rewarded by getting Zion? That's the conundrum I'm feeling right now. Not only as somebody who does this for a living, but watching what they've, as a Bulls fan, what they've done. You know, I talked to Tony Gill from 670 The Score. Shout out to Tony, one of the best that does it around here. And, you know, it's so upsetting. It's really upsetting that we got to that point of malcontent at the United Center. They don't care. And you know what? Here's the other thing too, is I don't know if fans really give a damn. I mean, do you? Let me know if you guys are watching right now. Do you guys even care what's going on right now? I mean, I thank you guys all for joining, but that's the question I have is is it even a matter of, like, what's the, I don't even want to say this, do you care? Because, like, obviously it's first world problems and, you know, we're you know, but are you just done with this team? Is it going to take Zion for you guys to really hit that next level of, like, anticipation to watch them again this season? Really fascinating to see how this works out. We are trying this new thing for all of you who are joining us for the first time. So we are doing a double screen right now. You can see right here we have the ESPN Watch app going to the draft lottery. I'm over here with my pretty face. And we're going to be doing this a little bit more often. We're doing this in the old computer, and we actually have a brand new system set up. So this will be running a lot smoother over the next, you know, a few times that we do this, definitely during the draft itself, especially if the Bulls end up getting the number 1 draft pick. But we are glad that you guys are able to join us, and at least, you know, my initial reactions, and we can watch it together. And, you know, this is being recorded as well, so any choppiness that might be happening right now during the live stream itself, we will have it back up. So just thank you so much for, you know, being part of us, kind of working it out with us. And it is the first time we are doing this, but I'm really enjoying the fact that we can do this. So just to let you guys in a little bit behind the scenes. So the way the studio is set up is we have a very old school laptop. It's about 10 years old. And everything that we record is recorded onto that laptop. And that laptop does all the streaming. It's a 10-year-old laptop, though. But it has multiple inputs and outputs that allow me to add different devices to it. This new laptop, and most new technology, it's taken away a lot of that function, taking away a lot of the tools that a lot of creators used to be able to have, that they didn't rely on what they were just giving us, you know. So now with these new laptops, it's much more constricted. So I can't, I had to do different testing with all the different audio sources, the camera, and just kind of the new transitions and stuff. So once we have it all figured out, we will be having a much easier time. I mean, just to let you guys in to see exactly, it's an encoding thing. So every time we're outputting a lot of data to do this stream. So sometimes, like you can see right now, it's really clear and we're just kind of pushing through it. And then there's going to be times where it's coming up and down, especially in the certain times of the day with the internet, the way it works in all of the United States. Sometimes you have good service, sometimes you have bad service. But yeah, we are just a few minutes away, guys, from seeing who ends up with the number 1 overall draft pick. Will it be your Chicago Bulls? So that should be very interesting. Also, for any one of you who are interested in movies, we actually talked to Jesse Johnson, the director of Triple Threat, just this afternoon. So that would be posted probably tomorrow morning. But it was an awesome interview. He had some great stories to tell us. We got to talk to him for about 12 minutes. So really hope you guys stick around to listen to that. And we're thanking you guys so much for being part of this conversation. And why don't we go ahead and see how everything is working itself out right now. Very excited to see who ends up with the number 1 overall draft pick. And I think, you know what, and I said it earlier, I know a lot of people were making fun of it. I feel like it definitely has the chance to be the Lakers. To me, it's it seems for the league like everybody's saying the real conspiracy is that the Knicks getting Zion is kind of like the league is always rigged for big markets. But I think it's the Lakers. Like, if you were a conspiracy person, really think about it. If you were a conspiracy person, you would want Zion to be with LeBron. And you would want LeBron to have that chip of, can I get rid of him for Anthony Davis? Can I have this as a piece for something? So as a conspiracy theorist, I would go that route. I would say that's the team that I would say has and that's the thing. How heartbreaking. God, it just seems so likely. How heartbreaking is, as we're watching this, we see at number 8 and it's flipped over and it's that Bulls logo, which means we know that the Lakers got into the top 3 at the very least. How heartbreaking would that be for everybody? That would suck. We're doing a quick air check, guys. Just give me 1 second. Yeah, it looks like we're having a little bit of an encoder issue. Just gonna check out something, see if we could fix some of the video, and if just to see if we can change some of it. Yeah, it looks like we might be able to, but let me see. I'm looking at it right now. As we're watching it. Thank you guys so much. I know it's a little laggy right now, but we'll get through it together. I promise. And at the very least, we will definitely have it all set up next time we do another watch along. So let's go ahead and get ready, as it is almost time, guys. I think we are getting there. I have it up, ready to go. Let us see what ends up happening in the NBA lottery draft. It's going to be really interesting. I don't know. I'm checking on my the laptop up right here, ready to see what ends up breaking down. Let's see. Let me know, what do you guys think, too? I want to know, how are you guys feeling about this? Do you guys think, if you're a Bulls fan, are they going to end up with a number 1 overall draft pick? It'll be really interesting. Got my coffee ready. Gonna order pizza after this. Shout out to Michael Cooley, one of the homies. And I'm sorry for the other boys that I saw on the chat. Shout out to you guys for being on there. Also to cousin Gonzalito. Shout out to you guys for being here. Hopefully the Bulls are showing us some luck. Again, if you are watching it right now, and I really do appreciate it, we are recording this as we are streaming it. So if there's a lot of choppiness, don't worry. If the Bulls end up having the number one overall draft pick and I have a reaction to it, you guys want to make fun of it, it is being recorded. So all the glitchiness that is happening right now or the lagginess will not be in the actual recording of it. But it looks like we're getting right about that time. We're about 2 minutes away to finding out who ends up being the number one overall draft pick in the NBA draft. Going to be very interested to see how it all plays out. I'm super excited. It would be interesting to see if Phoenix ends up getting the number one overall draft pick, to see what they do. It would be interesting to see where the NBA landscape ends up being at the end of tonight, if it seems like there will be trades to be made. I would also be really interested to see if somehow Philadelphia ends up in the top tier of the picks, thanks to, I believe it was Sacramento. So interested to see how that ends up playing out, but we are getting there, almost time to see who will be the number one pick in team in the NBA draft. It's the top three likelihood will be the New York Knicks, the Cleveland Cavaliers, and the Phoenix Suns, the Bulls, and the Hawks coming in at 4 and 5. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out moving forward. And if that's the thing too, is it is not like it used to be. Something crazy is going to happen tonight. Somebody unlikely will end up in the top three, and somebody likely will end up out of the top three. The question is, who is only one team could get Zion. So it obviously there's going to be a lot of disappointment. But I wonder if this is the night for the Bulls, if they get lucky one more time. Thank you guys again. I know I see it is a little laggy right now. We are working on it. It is, again, behind the scenes. It is we are using the older computer right now. Some of the configurations on the new setup that we have here in the studio have not been worked out. It's been kind of busy since I got the new setup, so we're kind of just making the transition into all the new software, all the new equipment. So the audio is going to sound a lot better. The video is going to be a lot better. And if you've noticed, that's why we're kind of been taking a little bit of a break of the sports shows. We're working a lot of the kinks out. And this was kind of one of the first projects that we wanted to do. But more than anything, it's also practice for me. It's a chance for me to kind of go out here and see. It's interesting because, as you can see right here, as we're killing time to see what ends up happening, that's kind of what a lot of this is killing time to make sure that we can fill time that we can all have fun. And I know for a lot of you watching right now, this would be a lot more appealing if it wasn't so laggy. But I promise next time it will be fun, and I know you guys will all join me later. But, keep tuning in. I know the audio is staying in the stream, so at the very least you can hear my lovely voice as you're watching it. But, yeah, we have it going right now. And obviously I will tell you each and every time we are watching it. Mike O'Connor and Matt McHenry, that's who it was. Shout out to the boys who were watching it earlier. We appreciate you guys. And obviously thanks to everybody who's continuing to watch us right now. Pretty fun stuff. But, yeah, we are getting ready as it is about to break down. I'm about to put on my app to see if just in case, as we are watching how it all plays out, who ends up with the number one overall draft pick. Let us find out as it is getting closer and closer to that time. We are there at 7:30. We are maybe a little bit behind. The draft lottery is here in the beautiful city of Chicago. We are Mercado, Airwaves Sports from the Couch. I am Mike Mercado. Thank you so much for joining us, even with the lagging new thing that we're doing right here with the watch along. We are setting up the new equipment, all the stuff, but we wanted to get out here and talk to each and every one of you. If you are really disinterested in it, it is being recorded, so we will post it later, and it will be much better quality, so I promise you that. Make sure you guys are following me on Twitter at mmercado2333. Follow the network at Mercado Airwaves on Twitter as well. I'm on Instagram at MikeMercado2333. Like us on Facebook at Mercado Airwaves. Subscribe to us on YouTube, youtube.com/MikeMercado2333, or just search Mercado Airwaves Network. Also, download us wherever you get your favorite podcast. It would also do us a huge favor if you guys give us 5 stars and give us a nice review wherever you get your favorite podcast. It really just exposes the show to different audiences. Wherever you get your favorite podcast at Mercado Airwaves. And if you want to hear any of our interviews with athletes and celebrities see me, I've been talking for a long time. Ad-free with athletes and celebrities. Just check us out at patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves. And you can see we are getting excited. We are getting ready. Hopefully the Chicago Bulls end up with the #1 overall draft pick. But we will have thoughts if they don't. And we will see who ends up with the coveted pick to see gets the rights and the privilege of having Zion Williamson. Cheers, guys. Thank you. Thank you all for joining me. Appreciate you all. Let's go ahead and do another audio check. Yeah, so we are moving along. We are chugging along. I know it is a little bit of a drag, but I thank you guys so much. You are all so awesome for at least joining us and bearing with us. But I promise you it will get better. The network will get better. I will get better. I promise you that much. And we take a look, and I cannot wait because I also want to order some pizza, so we are getting ready as they are getting ready. Let's see where it all ends up here in the NBA Draft Lottery. Gonna get another source set up just so we can make sure we are all covered in all bases, my friends. Because that is whenever you think you get comfortable, that's when it all screws up. So, we'll find out. I bet you. And again, if you guys are just joining us now, I told you the biggest thing that I've had an issue with is I do not want John Paxson and Gar Forman to be rewarded, but I also am a diehard Bulls fan. Even besides the fact that I do this for a living, I do wish them the best. I do hope they get the best players. This does not make them a playoff team. This does not make them a championship team, but this makes them a better team that gets them closer one step to what the ultimate goal is in all sports, and that's to win. But I don't want this front office to get rewarded. I don't want them to fail up. You know, I hate that. It's always one of the critiques about, a lot of different industries. A lot of people just fail up, and I don't want this to be one of those cases. They've already had a lot. They've had 3 rebuilds. They keep, anchoring on Jordan. They keep milking that cow, and they keep using Derek as an excuse. So, there's a lot of things that upset me about this Bulls regime. So, we'll see how it all plays out. But we are getting close as Jay Billis is giving us his analysis as I have it going on in this laptop. This is a streaming computer right here. Maybe right before we get done with this episode, I'll show you exactly what we are doing. It's very cool. I'm just making sure everything is still working. I know we're getting a little lag, but you guys are awesome for joining us so much. I appreciate you guys. We are taking a look to see how it all is playing out. It looks, it looks like just a little interruption, but we'll get through it, guys. Let's see how close we get to it. It looks they are Woj, obviously one of the best in the business. And tonight we have Trailblazers at Warriors. No KD. Can the Trailblazers steal one? Make the series interesting. All right, here we go. They are taking the stage. Great Patrick Ewing. Oh, man. Here we go. Let's see how it all plays out. This is going to be very fascinating. We go to one more commercial break. Yeah, my because of the little bit of the lag, my streaming laptop's a little bit behind the new laptop that we're using for all the software and stuff. But yeah, it's one of the frustrating things. We can talk a little bit about that. One of the frustrating things about working here is when you're working in this type of business and trading, sometimes the timetables are really hard to maintain. So we have the old laptop that is really old, 10 years old. It's done some great work for us. Some of the interviews we've done, all the shows we've done have came from there. We have all brand new equipment, brand new software, brand new laptop, and now we're at the point where everything has been upgraded. But we definitely wanted to hit this day. We wanted to get out here to make sure that we're recorded for the draft lottery, especially if the Bulls end up with the number 1 draft pick or whatever the case may be. But it just happens sometimes. I was working on it for days, and it just wasn't cooperating. So next time, definitely during the draft, probably we will end up doing the watch along. It will be a lot better. I promise you guys that much. But thank you for all you who are still watching it with us, and we really appreciate it. As we get ready to see how it all breaks down. It's going to be really, really interesting, guys. Let's see. Look at the commercial. I actually like the first one. I don't care what anybody says. Haters. And don't forget, this coming up week, we are doing a full spoiler review of Game of Thrones, Episode 5. Of Season 8. What did everybody think? A controversial episode, a controversial season, and I'm loving every minute of it. Alex also got to see Detective Pikachu. I want to go see it, but I haven't had time to, so he'll give you a review on that. We'll be talking about some other stuff. And you know what? I'll save it for the show. I was going to give a big thing that is on the show, but Arthur had a character in Arthur. Yeah, that show Arthur had some pretty cool and interesting storyline beat. So stick to the Good Brothers this week. We'll be talking about that. We'll also be playing the interview with director Jesse Johnson that I did earlier on today. Let me do a quick air check. Having a lot of fun, guys. Yeah, for all you are asking, so I'm using the OBS system. I forgot what the name of it is. Give me 1 second. Let me see if it pops up. I forgot what the official name of it is, but I'm using the OBS system, and it's the computer that we're using for the streaming right now. It's just not as powerful as the new one that we're upgrading to, but that's why the new one that we're upgraded to I'm using for like all my media. And I'm loving it, but it wasn't working with us. It just didn't. It was just being a pain, and it didn't want to work around with us. But we'll definitely have it all check out to make sure next time that it is good to go. It's gonna be a hell of a fight too. Kevin Lee, our guy. We'll see what we have coming up there as well. Maybe we'll have something for the UFC coming in Chicago. Dos Anjos versus Lee. It's going to be really good. How about Nate Diaz versus Showtime Pettis? That's going to be great. That's going to be really good. Dame getting ready. Blazers, Warriors, game 1. I think Portland's going to win this game. I don't know if they'll win the series, but if they're going to win, they're going to win this game. So, we'll see. Let's see what ESPN has as the main headlines. Here you guys all who are watching. The 3 teams with the worst records. That, as we said, Knicks, Cavs, Suns. Bulls right behind them. Projected number 1 overall pick, Zion Williamson. We'll see if he ends up in Chicago at the United Center. RJ Barrett, Cam Reddish. We'll see a bunch of the boys getting ready. They are just a few days away. And we'll see who ends up with the coveted number 1 overall pick. You can feel the juices are flowing for people. This is very exciting for a lot of organizations. Who ends up with the number 1 overall draft pick? Kyle Kuzma. All right. As they do the introductions. Very interesting to see the nerves of these people. So apparently, the people on stage have no idea who the picks are, what the order of the lottery is. Apparently, they already the media members that were accepted and the representatives of Horace Grant of the organizations are locked in a room and they find out, and they're the only people who know, and they know for like an hour or two. So we'll see. Nick Gilbert, look how old Nick Gilbert is now. He's got more facial hair than me. Damn it. Patrick Ewing. All right. Let's see. Chances for the number 1 overall draft pick. Will it be the Chicago Bulls? I'm nervous, guys. I never get nervous like this. Shout out to my Uncle Jeff. We used to do this all the time, watching every single lottery and then draft for those baby Bulls that became the conference representatives in the NBA, you know, when they ended up playing the Miami Heat. But we'll see what ends up happening. We are getting there. Here we go. Oh, man. Let's find out, friends, how this all plays out. God, can you imagine what they're feeling? Who ends up with the number 1 overall draft pick? Here we go. At number 14, the Boston Celtics. Okay. All right. My heart's beating fast. God, I'm a nerd. At 13, the Miami Heat. All right, here we go. Who's at 12? Got to stay out of 8. The Charlotte Hornets at 12. Let us find out who goes at 11. The Minnesota Timberwolves. All right. All right, here's at 10. Oh, man. Did that mean the Lakers get moved up? I'm not listening to it right now. The Atlanta Hawks. Oh, my God. Did I call it? Did I just call the Lakers being a top 3 pick? All right, guys. What is... Oh, cow. Washington at 9. All right, just stay out of here, Chicago. Stay out of 8, Chicago. So that means Memphis. Oh, my God, the Bulls are going to be... The Bulls are going to be right here somewhere. The Atlanta Hawks at 8. Oh, my God. At 7. Oh, my God. What? Oh. I called it. I called it. Holy cow, I called it. The Bulls at 7. Oh, my God. The Suns are at 6? What happened here? Holy cow. Holy cow. The Cavs are at 5. Holy cow, I called it. I told you it was the Knicks and the Lakers. I told you it was the Knicks and the Lakers. I told everybody it was going to be the Knicks and the Lakers. Holy cow. My phone is blowing up right now. Wow. I called it. I told you. Oh, my God. Shook. Well, yeah, well, we getting audio. I told you guys. So, yeah, you know what? Let's go on social media and let's see what everybody is reacting to right now. And yeah, I'm shook right now. I told you. I told you guys. I told you. I cannot believe that it happened. I'm gonna retweet it right now. I'm gonna go ahead and retweet my own tweet right now. I'm feeling myself right now. Let me see exactly what I said. Coming to United Center near you tonight. Hashtag NBA lottery and Zion to the Knicks and even the Lakers seems like an icky reality. I called this 2 months ago. Yep. So let's go ahead and share this. Wow. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. This is unbelievable. That is so crazy. Good though. Serves Garpax right. Because you know what's going to happen now? They're going to get a really nice player. And they're going to end up getting another nice free agent. And Otto Porter's going to be a nice player for them next season. And they're going to be a little healthier. And they're going to be a 7th seed. And they're going to bounce in the first round for the next 3 years. And then this same regime is going to have another rebuild. Unbelievable. Wow. I can't believe that the Lakers and the Knicks ended up in the top 4. Zion's going to one of them. Wow. You know what? Good. I'm so, you know what part of me, that pettiness in me is so happy right now. That front office did not deserve to win the lottery. Oh my God. Wow. That is awesome. Oh, serves them right. Holy cow. I don't even know what to say. Like, what do you say about this organization that tells us that their plan is to get lucky? That was the plan, right? This is the same organization that wanted to get younger and more athletic and brought on Rajon Rondo, Dwayne Wade, and drafted Denzel Valentine, right? Unbelievable. You know, the same front office that traded Tyrese Thomas, that traded LaMarcus Aldridge for Tyrese Thomas. Unreal. I told you guys. Oh my God. Yeah, we're back. It was so crazy that the internet shut down here. Wow. Oh, I can't believe it. So let's see how it breaks down now. It has to be the Lakers and the Knicks are 1-2. Get out of here, too. The fact that New Orleans is there. I'm telling you, it all works out. LeBron's having some wine right now. I'm telling you all that much. He is having all the wine right now. That man is the king right now. Just don't. They ended up with the 7th overall pick. Oh, my God. All right. Oh, the Lakers at 4. The Knicks. Please be the Knicks at 3. Yeah! Yeah! All right, let's go. Grizzlies. Let's go. Pelicans 2. Pelicans 2. Damn. Oh. New Orleans. New Orleans, stand up. You're going to get Zion. Oh. There it is. All right, so let the rumor mill begin. Anthony Davis, does he still want to leave New Orleans? Does he want to play with Zion? Memphis now has the opportunity to get John Morant. What ends up happening with the 3rd overall pick with the New York Knicks? Do they go with R.J. Barrett? And the Bulls end up with the number 7 overall pick. God, that is awesome. That is so great. I am so happy right now. I'm so happy right now just for the fact that we had that tension of the Knicks and Lakers being up for the 1 and 2 pick, and the fact that they still both ended out of 1 and 2. Then you have the fact that Zion now is on probably going to be for New Orleans. That's that keep Anthony Davis around. And the fact that his front office has the 7th overall pick. That they get, like, part of me, obviously, as a Bulls fan, I don't want to be petty. But this front office deserves all of this. You talk about justice. For all you Game of Thrones fans, we finally had some justice of some evil tyranny right now because they did not deserve the 1 or 2 overall draft pick, and they are not going to get it. They didn't get it. And they don't deserve that win. So now they're going to go out and draft a nice player. They're going to go pick up a nice player, end up in the 7th or 6th overall seed in the playoffs, and get bounced and be in basketball hell again in 4 years. And this same front office will have another rebuild. That's the truth. Because they're not going to move on. Where's the change coming? This is the same front office that gave Jim Boylan a new deal before the draft lottery. The same coach that had a mutiny his first weekend, who has weird offensive philosophy, who had players kind of take a step back. Is Lowry a star on this team? Is Zach LaVine a star on this team? Chris Dunn, obviously, is not a starting point guard in the NBA. These guys are all great basketball players in the context of NBA-level athletes and basketball players. This is the truth. This team can end up being a 6th seed, a 7th seed next year. But when there's a team 70 miles up north that's about to go to the NBA Finals, if they get through this round against Toronto in the Milwaukee Bucks, a superstar MVP like Giannis up there, Zion would have been nice. This front office didn't deserve that. They didn't deserve that win. And they're not going to get it. And no superstar is going to want to sign here because they never have. And that's a problem. Perception is reality. I don't care how many times John Paxson and Gar Forman go out there telling you it's not true that they have great relationships. It's obviously not true. Because where are the big free agents coming from? Why are you always the runner-up? You got lucky with Derrick Rose at a 1% chance. And you had opportunities this season to end up in the top 3. Whether or not you got it is different than going for it. What was the plan? What has been the plan? And what's the new plan moving forward? John Paxson says this is the last time they'll be doing this. Well, what do you do now? Get a bunch of good role players? You're going to find and pay people? We'll find out. These are smart minds. I'm not saying that they're dumb. But it obviously hasn't worked out. Let me ask you this, as Bulls fans, as NBA fans. How many banners has John Paxson, Gar Forman, and Jerry Reinsdorf put up since Jerry Krause has left? How many conference finals have they been to? 1 conference finals, no final appearances. Am I missing something? Your job And, I'm not one of these. We don't compare athletes to what we do at work. Let's use this as a philosophy, though. If you constantly fail at your job, if you don't succeed in what most people consider succeeded in your field, do you keep your job? No. Now, if the realization is the United Center is always selling out, that they always have some of the number one selling jerseys, then I guess they're doing a good job. But at some point, what do we always say? Being mad or happy is great because people are talking about you. But the worst thing to ever happen to you in any type of entertainment is when people don't care. And at what point will people stop caring about this Bulls team? There are kids born right now who have no idea what that 90s Bulls team was. Derrick Rose was as close as it gets. There's kids who never saw Derrick Rose play that will be Bulls fans right now, that have teams in the NBA they can follow because they can watch it anywhere. So that's kind of where we're at now, that the fact that it's all been settled and we know the Bulls are going to be at 7. So it's interesting to see how this all plays out. But we'll definitely be talking about a little bit more. Thank you guys so much for joining us on this live watch-along. I know all the hiccups and everything that we went through on this stream, but you guys have been awesome. And I promise you the next one will be better, and the next one after that will be better. I can't promise the same for the Chicago Bulls still. So Bulls end up at 7. Let me know your thoughts. What do you think about the Lakers and Knicks being in the top 4, but neither one of them getting 1 or 2? What does New Orleans do at 1? What does Memphis do at 2? What does this mean for Anthony Davis? We have a lot of stuff to talk to, and I'm very interested to hear what you all think. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you next time here on Sports from the Couch on the Mercado Airwaves Network. I'm Mike Mercado.